I want to shift gears completely before we finish here. You shared with me, you grew up in a great family. And I want to know both sides, specifically your mother and your father. Speak to individually. What would you say to mothers for their daughters, their sons, their children out there in terms of that encouragement and going for it?
Well, I would say I grew up in a great family in terms of learning a lot about tough love. Both my parents suffered from extreme mental illness. My father is bipolar, on and off medications throughout his life. And so there's a lot to like unpack there. So I kind of feel like I've been a parent my whole life. Even as a child, like have been a parent trying to take care of my parents. My mom
Sure.
suffered from extreme depression and had trouble even just like turning on lights or coming out of her room. And so I still feel like I grew up in a great family because it taught me so much about resilience and responsibility, taking care of myself, and just kind of growing up in a tough love family. Like it wasn't always easy, but there was always, even with like the mental illness and the challenges with that, there was just so much love in the family. So I just feel like I learned how to understand people who are in a different space than I'm in, because I'm just like naturally a positive, upbeat person, and just learning that everybody is so different in the way that they express themselves and the way that they express love. But I think that growing up with two parents that suffered from extreme mental illness helped me have a lot of compassion and empathy for, people who are struggling.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I didn't want to put you on the spot. I just know, I feel this way. But my father died when I was very, very young. There was a lot of tumult, a lot of chaos, a lot of turbulence, if you will. And now, farther down the track of life, it's the gift that I was able to live through those difficult times, not at, 12 years old going, God, this is a great opportunity. I'm going to be so much stronger and develop myself later on in life to have these great skill set. But, they brought us into this world, you know, conditions are what conditions are, people are who they are, but the gifts keep expanding. And, I just appreciate you being open and willing and unopposed to sharing
I
that.
think it's what like taught me so much about tenacity and just no whining, no crying, no complaining. You just get through it. Like you just find the strength to get through it. So I think that's what was a advantage to that. And then also, like I said, just learning about like everybody has their challenges and learning how
Right.
to relate to people where they are, right? And not expecting people to adjust to what the type of communication that you want, like figure out who they are, what are their challenges, and meet them where they are.
And that is, I'm just reminded of, and it might just be because it's so fresh in my mind, and I've said this now 3 or 4 times. We were together recently in Hawaii, in Kauai. It was beautiful. But the stunning imagery that you use in your keynotes and the anecdotes that really bring forth the vividness of the experience are, albeit now so in the past, if you will, not to take any merit away from the accomplishment, but that the lessons are evergreen. So whether it's from a home where you had to be the parent, maybe when you didn't want to or didn't understand, to today, looking back on the lessons learned from being at base camp or crossing the Lhotse face or building a stretcher out of Gore-Tex coats or, hurtling across Antarctica on skis. These are things that, people that attend your keynotes take away and can inhabit the lessons and then deploy them immediately. And it makes a difference.